Okay. I just clicked on it now. So I had everybody log back in, and I think it's going to work this time. All right. We'll just record it. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay. I think I figured it out. It says live on custom streaming service. So I think that we are live. Thank you all for bearing with us. And welcome. This is the final presentations for our Downtown Business Revitalization Project. Every participant that you're going to see tonight has been working since at least April, and most of them even before that, on training, on business plans, on pulling together a business concept for a storefront in our downtown. This has been a really exciting project. It was funded by an Urban Agenda grant from the Massachusetts Department of Housing and Community Development. And we have some phenomenal partners, including Jack Lank from the United Regional Chamber of Commerce, Mo Wilkinson from Harbor 1U, who provided our training stuff, Nancy Loud and Ray Gorman of MSBDC and SCORE, respectively, which many of you have worked with them on the business plans. Also tonight, we have our mayor on, and he would like to just welcome you all to the final presentations here and say a few words. We really do appreciate your efforts. Thank you all, and we're really excited to hear from you tonight. Paul?
Yeah, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for participating in this program. When I campaigned for mayor back in 2017, one of the things I wanted to do was focus on the downtown and trying to bring businesses to downtown. It's one of the reasons I hired Catherine, and she has done a fantastic job. She works really well with Jack at the Chamber of Commerce, and you know, I'm just really thankful that all of you have participated in this, and we look forward to having your business in downtown area. And if there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. So to give anybody who's watching a little bit of information, this is going to be a 15-minute pitch competition. What's going to happen is that each one of the business owners that's been participating in this competition is going to have 5 minutes to summarize their business and to pitch it to the selection committee, which is the 5 partners that have been working on this project from the beginning. So after that 5 minutes is up, and I am going to time people here on my end, so make sure that you're tight in your timing on your end as well. We're going to have 10 minutes afterwards of questions and answers. All of us, Nancy, Jack, Mo, and Ray, we've all reviewed your business plans already, your cash flow statements. We may have some questions, and you know, we'll probably have some of those answered before you even finish your presentation. So we're really excited about getting started. There are 8 businesses, 9 individuals total, who've made it to this stage of the game. 5 of them will be receiving our packages, which include a cash grant of from $5,000 up to $20,000, a year's mentorship through SCORE, and a year's membership to the United Regional Chamber of Commerce as well. Our goal here is not just to, you know, give you the money and be done with you. Our goal is to make sure that you have the resources that you need for that critical first year, to make sure that you have people you can call, you have people to ask advice and opinions. So with all that said, we're going to go alphabetically through the business names. And so I'm going to call each and every one of you to speak and to begin your 5-minute presentation. And I will be texting people as well when the person before them starts their presentation, just in case they aren't on the line here. So all that said, let's get started. The first business that we have online is CC's Signature Boutique. Sharena, we've tested your technology earlier. Could you unmute yourself? And you can put on the video if you want to, or you don't have to either.
Can you hear me okay? Because I know it was a problem earlier.
There's a little bit of feedback. I'm going to mute myself, so hopefully that will help.
Okay, is it any better now, or is it still feedback?
Sheena's on twice, so I'm wondering if her being on twice is what's creating that feedback.
Yeah, do you want me to sign off on the other one?
Yeah, it looks like you logged in twice.
Yeah, that she's using her phone to call in because the audio wasn't as clear on her
Oh, okay.
computer.
Okay.
So do you want me to log off of one of them? just
Why don't you
because?
try the computer and turn, and if it works, then you can turn off your phone.
Okay, so let me just turn the phone off. I'll leave on here. Okay, I do apologize. Technical difficulties, sorry.
No, you're
Okay.
fine. I thought that we got us squared away before this started.
That's what I was hoping. I do apologize, everyone. Is it any clearer? Can you hear me speaking?
Much
You
clearer.
can. Okay, thank you. All right, I do have a slideshow that I wanted to start with and share with everyone. Are you using my slide?
We see it.
Okay, thank you. Hello, my name is Sharana Collins. The business I would like to start is called CC's Signature Boutique. With a small investment of only $10,000, I can start my own small business. As mentioned in my opening statement, it will be called CC's Signature Boutique. With this investment, it will give me the finances and the opportunity to purchase materials and clothing for my boutique, as well as other items and equipment I may need. Let me tell you a little bit about my Shop and Sip boutique. We will sell high-end fashion at an affordable price. It will be a place where mothers, daughters, and girlfriends can shop while sipping on coffee, tea, and pastries that will be sold in our boutique. I have a sample of one of our homemade pastries that I will show you later. Clothes sold in the boutique will consist of fur winter wraps, summer wraps, season wraps, accessories, necklaces, earrings, and bracelets, jackets, rain jackets, sweaters, pants, skirts, and shirts, scarves, winter and seasonal, and pocketbooks. Also sold in our store will be other products such as coffee, teas, pastries, apple turnovers, muffins, and cookies. And here are a picture of our pastries. And these are images of the different items that will be sold in our store. And this is the layout that I'm hoping to have in the store. I'm wearing some of our fashions, which I will display for you at the end of my presentation, along with some of the other accessories that I will show you at the end of my presentation. I hope that you and a friend will come down and enjoy our unique shop and sip experience located in the heart of downtown Attleboro. I look forward to seeing you all there soon. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. I am going to minimize your sharing just so that we can begin the question and answer session. And I can do the first one if that's okay. I think that this is a pretty obvious question for a lot of the individuals participating tonight. But if the pandemic and the resulting shutdowns, or not shutdowns, but limitations that imposes, if those continue for the next, say, 6 months, how would you adapt your operations to meet those challenges?
Sure. I have already created a website so people will be able to order some of our products off of line.
Okay. Any of the other judges, would you like to unmute and ask your questions, Nancy? You're muted still.
I'd like to see the jacket you have on.
Sure, this is one of the wraps. This is a white fur wrap. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah.
This is a white fur wrap. It's pretty long and lengthy. I would stand, but I don't want to do all of that.
Yeah, I
But it's a
see.
pretty significant wrap. And this is also one of the accessories. It's a necklace, and these are some of the earrings that will also be sold in the shop as well.
So do you make those yourself?
I don't actually. I have a vendor
Oh,
that I ordered.
My only question, then I'll pass it on. How much do you think it will cost you to get inventory into your store to get started, like the initial inventory?
Sure, I've already priced it. Most of the inventory range anywhere between $1,200 to about $2,000
Total for the whole store?
for this whole store. Yes.
Okay. What would you charge for the wrap that you're wearing?
The wrap that I'm wearing, I charge anywhere between $25 to $30. I want to make it affordable for people. It's a
Right.
fancy looking wrap. I love the fur. It's comfy. I don't want to be overpriced because we have to think about our competitors that are also in the area.
Yeah. What did it cost you to buy that?
If you don't mind, it's only about $10.
Oh,
Yeah, so
at
I
least
want to make a little bit of profit. So
no, you have to have at least a double or 3 times markup. So that's good. Okay, I cede the floor to my fellow questioner.
Ray.
Hi, I noticed on your forecast for the income statement that you showed that sales would double in 2 years and that your cost of goods sold would be cut in half. I'm wondering how you get the sales to double while your costs decrease.
I figured that by then our store will have a name for itself and will also be a word of mouth. So people will be coming in droves at that point. Also, because we'll be having the website that will generate more clients and more customers coming through the store.
And how do you get lower costs from all that?
Lower costs, I would say that because we don't have to market as much. When you're new, you have to market more. You also have to keep in mind that because you're a new small business, you're going to be spending a lot of money just to get out there in the beginning. Like you're going to have to, at this point, I'm hoping that we will be able to get some donations from people. A lot of people said they would donate, and I'm hoping that that would do that because we're in business for a while now.
Okay. Okay.
Any from either Mo or Jack? I've got a couple more of my own, but I'm happy to. How about you, Jack?
Where are you seeking financing to get your initial outlay of cash besides this grant?
Sure. I'm seeking finance through some other banks and some other vendors that I have in mind that wanted to actually have their products in the store. So they're actually wanting to help out with me as well.
Okay.
Mo, do you have any other questions before I have some of my own?
I do not. Thank you. They're all answered.
Great. And Ray, did you have something else? I saw your hand.
The other question I saw, I think in the when you did your SWOT analysis, you mentioned your management skills as a strength, and I didn't see a description of that management experience in the business plan. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about your management experience.
Absolutely. I worked in retail for about 5 to 6 years. I was managing a store. I never owned a store, but I did work as a manager. I worked in Lord & Taylor's as a manager. I worked in finance. I don't even know if people know, it was another store called Filing's Basement that used to be out downtown in Boston, really big there. And we had a lot of people there doing jewelry, and I was able to manage that store.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, that was one of my 2 questions that I had. My last question for you is actually your startup expenses showed a lot of money going towards legal expenses. Are these, what kinds of legal expenses are you thinking you're going to incur in the first couple of months?
First couple of months, I really want to make sure that we have all of our accounting in place and all of our finances in place. Since this is a startup new business for me, I'm seeking all the advice I can get, and lawyers can be quite expensive.
That is true. Yes. Okay. Anybody else has any other questions? This is a great time to ask. Otherwise, I think that we can move on. Anybody? I don't see any hands. Thank you so much, Sharina. I really appreciate it. CC's Boutique. Thank you. The next individual who's going to be presenting, this is Everything Bagels. And this is Melissa. Are you on right now?
Yes, hi.
Excellent.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, we can all hear you.
Okay. So should I start now?
Yeah, go ahead and start your presentation.
First of all, I want to thank you for everybody for being here, and thank you for the opportunity for letting me present my concept. No, they already start. Can you see it? I want to share the slideshow. Give me 1 second. I think something happened.
Oh, we see it. We see it, Melissa.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about it. Can
No, you're fine. I was muted.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here, and thanks for giving me the opportunity for today to present the concept of Everything Bagel. And a little bit about myself. I was born in Cambodia, grew up in Alabro, and I have my degree in management from Suffolk University in Boston. I work over 10 years in bagel business. I help my parents run the shop, one in North and one in North Alabro. And a little bit about our product and service. We make authentic style, New York style bagel, which we boil and then we bake them. We have flavor cream cheese. We offer healthy breakfast and lunch sandwich. We also offer a lot of flavor coffee that locally sourced in New England. We also make craft drink made to order, and we offer seasonal food and beverages. This is just the example of our menu. As you see, we have a variety of sandwich that anybody can have something of a little bit of something. If you don't feel like eating fish, you can have turkey, you can have sandwich, you can have bagel meal. And this is the most popular that we sell a lot. And a little bit about our management and organization. As you see, we have two managers that directly reported to me, which is the owner. I do the bookkeeping, marketing, and administrative work. And each manager have the service manager obviously running the outside, the kitchen manager running the back, which he taking care the baker and the dough preparator to control the quality. And some of our marketing strategy, we use third-party platform, especially now it's pandemic and the technology era that everybody love online and order. Customer just order and pick up. It's very easy, or they can get it delivered. And we use the social media to advertise. These are some of the flyers that we make. If we have new drink, new food, we make this flyer, we distribute through the social media channel, or we put it in the store that customer can easily spot it. And some of the financial overview. So the number that I come up with is based on the store that I helped set up in Norton, which is very close to the real number, obviously. And the total startup cost is about $180,000 because the bagel equipment are expensive. And as you can see, by year 3, we will break even, somewhat break even. And I only project 12% in sale per year, which is net about profit net, the net in profit, it will be about 30% to 40%. So in year 3, we already break even, and then so on. So why Everything Bagel? Because I believe that we don't have direct competitor. We do have competitor, but we do not have direct competitor. We have just only, in Alabro, we only have Dunkin' Donut, not even Starbucks, not even anyone that can make authentic style bagel and offer the variety of coffee we make. And we hope to add convenience for the commuter in the morning and the resident. Also, we will be a job creator for Alabro community. And I also believe that our storefront will add tremendous value to the downtown Attleboro city. Lastly, my ethnicity, my background will add diversity, and also I hope to empower women-owned business. And that's it. Thank you for listening, and we are looking forward to serving you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. Greatly appreciate it. At this time, we'll begin the question and answer session. Does anybody want to start the round? Nancy? Unmute.
I'm working on it. You've opened other bagel shops before. It's a bit of a family tradition. What do you think are the biggest challenges of opening in a new place that you haven't been to before? Like when you were in Norton, that was a brand new place for you. What do you think the biggest challenges are?
The challenge is you wasn't sure if your business gonna be, if you're not sure if people gonna like you or not. Especially we are Asian, we get really nervous. But it turned out to be very, very successful. A lot of people support us because, and also there is not so many people, there's not so many family-owned business that make unique food like this. So a lot of people want to support us. I was nervous, but now I don't.
That's good. How long, when you opened the Norton store, how long did it take before you felt, yeah, this is a success, this is working?
To be honest, I would say for 6 months, just because we actually didn't think that we're gonna make any money, but we lose money. But we only took us about a year and a half to 2 years to break even. So it was double of what we expect, what we forecast. So
Double, wow.
yes, so it actually does much better than North Attleboro, which is already there for 10 years. So yeah, okay. But I think also because of the look of the store too, it attracts young people. It's the vibe, the atmosphere. So a lot of people like to come hang out. Yeah.
Okay, I cede the floor.
I have a question. Wanted to ask you, do you think that there's any chance of the customers from your Norton and North Attleboro store that would now come to Attleboro instead of those other stores, the folks that you're attracting, and will some of your growth in the new location be taking away from your existing locations?
I think so, because but I think if they do that just only because of more convenient, because right now the customer travel about, some customer are in Attleboro. For example, if you live in South Attleboro, you go to North Attleboro, you travel about 10 minutes, or in traffic 15 minutes. So it's very inconvenient. If they do travel, it's just for convenience if they're coming to my store. And also I just want to clarify, we do not, I'm not the owner of those two stores. It's my sibling. So we all different entities. I don't know if I answer your question.
Yes, no, thank you.
So I've got a question also. Downtown Attleboro has a couple of different markets. There are people who live there, and we're going to be seeing a lot more residents in our downtown within the coming years as some of these housing development projects reach completion. You have the commuter base that takes the train station. You also have the professional services individuals who work in the offices upstairs. Are you going to approach those three markets differently? Are you going to actively market to one of those categories more than the others?
We're going to approach everybody. I mean, like if you look at, we have so many, nowadays it's not like before. Now we have platform that people just order, they pay everything, and all they do just come to pick it up. That's it. It's so easy because I use this platform in my my husband's restaurant. You're talking about no contact. Or they just come, they just say, hey, I'm Katie. And then we run it outside, we give it to them. So even we can use this channel to advertise to anybody, even a senior. They can now order because through DoorDash, they don't have to leave their facility.
Mhm.
So these platforms have made a big difference in small business today.
Great.
Yeah.
Are there any questions from Jack? And I think that Ray just hopped back on. He had to connect.
No, I have no questions.
No questions? Anything from you, Ray? Okay. Okay. I'm going to assume, Ray, that you don't have any questions. Are you on? Okay. Anybody else before we end this session and move on to the next? No? Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate your presentation. And let me, oops. Gallery view, there we go. And I will turn it over to the next individual. Thank you, Melissa, for coming and joining us today. I appreciate it.
Nice to meet everybody.
Okay, next up is going to be Fit to Shine. This is two individuals. Oh, great, you're both there. Wonderful to see you in person, Corey and Lauren.
Hello.
Hi. Would you like to introduce yourselves and your business?
Yes. So I'm Lauren and I am Corey. We are Fit to Shine. We are hoping to bring a salon fitness spa to the downtown Attleboro area. We are super, super excited about it. Our goal would be to provide salon services, some spa services, as well as some group exercise classes.
Sort of a one-stop shop, if you will, so you can just come and get your feel good on.
Yes, we are hoping to be located at 21 North Main Street, which is convenient. It's right near the condos. It's right near a bunch of other businesses, so employers could walk. A lot of residents could come as well.
And the folks off the train.
That too. So when we get started, our goal is to have 8 stylists.
Oh, we lost her.
Yeah, we just got a mute issue here.
Can't hear you.
We can't hear you anymore. Now you're muted for sure.
Hi, sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know where that cut off or what just happened. Could you hear anything that we said?
Yeah, we heard most of it. It was just the last sentence or two.
Okay. So our salon is going to start off by being a home to booth renters. We figured that that would kind of help us start off. So we're not actually going to begin our business with any employees. Corey and I are going to be the only employees in the business. And we are committed and devoted to spending all of our time at this lovely location. So every stylist that we bring in is going to pay us booth rent every week. We're going to charge them, and that's going to cover pretty much half of our startup costs. So, and then as far as our fitness side goes, we're going to have memberships so people can come, and that's
It happened again. It's just this last sentence. Tell us about your memberships.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. Where is it? Can we just start with the questions? Because I feel like this is just like
No, you're fine. Actually, one of my questions, and I'll just kick it off for this one. One of my questions was going to be the memberships. You discussed it a little bit. The individuals who have a membership, they get a discount off of products and services. Can you explain more about what would a membership offer to one of your loyal clients?
So the membership would more be on the fitness side. So you'd be able to drop in and take single classes. You'd be able to buy a membership, say for 5 classes or 8 classes or unlimited classes for the month. And then as many classes as you wanted to take during the week, you could do that. So there's different levels, which will be different prices, obviously. And then you would get the discount on the spa and salon services.
Yeah. So essentially what we would do is to be able to cater to kind of like everyone's price point. We would offer class packs. So for someone who maybe only goes like twice a week, they could purchase like a class pack versus like a monthly membership where they feel like they're not there as often and utilizing like that membership. So we really want to be able to cater to everyone, and not just say, oh, hey, this is our monthly membership and this is all you can do. We're also going to offer virtual classes as well. So people that don't maybe feel as comfortable coming in, will be able to still get our classes online too.
Great. So you mentioned also that you were going to be seeking crowdfunding. Have you started that effort yet? And can you explain what that process is going to entail?
Yeah, so we did start. We created a website and we've already started a online social media movement here. Luckily, we have like a pretty large group of supporters, and throughout basically since we got cleared to kind of like start, like gyms reopen, we got cleared through COVID to kind of start like mingling again with people. Corey actually organized outdoor classes. So luckily her members have been able to meet up with her and still follow her. So we created our website and we have a donation button and our donations have started. And basically right now we're just really trying to spread the word. I posted this morning in the Everything Attleboro group. So now we're kind of like letting Attleboro know, okay, we're here and it's coming. So
we're going to start to organize some fundraisers as well. I ran the Boston Marathon last year, and in 3 months I had to raise $10,000. So I've got an idea of how to raise some money in a short amount of time. So.
Yes. We also have been in contact with a investor who owns a couple of different businesses, one in Attleboro and one in North Attleboro, who may be interested in becoming a silent partner. So we're considering that as an option as well, but we're basically open to everything. So we're not like ruling anything out. And even if we don't end up winning the grant, we still plan on making this a thing. Like we're going to go through with this. So.
Well, great. That's a lot of energy and excitement. It seems like you've really evolved a lot since the last time I spoke with you. So that's wonderful. Yeah. I only have one more question before I pass it on to my colleagues. It's a really interesting business concept, and I know that you've looked at precedents of other similar establishments like this one. And I'm just wondering, for tax purposes, are you going to be one entity, or are you going to be two entities that kind of split the rent and split the responsibilities? How are you going to organize your business in terms of just the structure?
We plan on being a partnership.
Yep.
Everything is going to be split 50-50. I want to see the first 3 months when we like projected our 12-month cash flow. I plan on having the salon and our booth renters kind of carry our business for those first 3 months while we are able to establish our memberships and like really build that up. But it's going to be the fitness side and that really continues to make us the most money, and that's what's going to be the most profit for us.
But we also plan on raising enough to carry us through those first few months.
Yeah.
Great. Any questions from my colleagues here? Nancy?
I always have questions. I love the energy. You guys are great. I have worked with lots of people starting hair salons and a lot of people starting fitness things. This is the first time I've seen someone try to combine the two, which is very interesting, but it does mean that you compete in two different industries.
Right.
I really like that your concept is to rent chairs and to have the rent from the chairs carry a lot of the business while you do other things. I think that is a model that works well from what I've seen. Do you have some people lined up who are interested in renting a chair? Because that's a key thing. because not only do they rent the chair, but they bring a following to the salon, spa, workout spot.
Yes, exactly. And I have a lot of hairstylists. I've been in the industry for almost 10 years now. So I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people from all over. And booth renting is very appealing because not a lot of salons offer it. A lot of salons are commission-based only.
Yep.
So it would be very enticing for someone to come and start in this new area that's developing and bring their clientele and also start to make more money for themselves too.
Okay. In terms of space, how much space are you gonna need if you have the gym side and you have the hair side? Is this gonna be like a big gym or just sort of like a studio for yoga? I mean, what are you thinking about in terms of size? Because that, gyms are, I've been to yoga studios that are, as big as my living room, and I've been to gyms that are as big as,
Okay.
thousands of square feet. What's your concept there?
Okay. So the building that we selected is 3,600 square feet. We're going to have half and half. So our fitness area, we're not going to have any equipment. We're only offering group exercise classes
To start with, because it's just easier. I feel safer just offering that as opposed to having all of the equipment and everything. But for size wise in the fitness area, for being inside and with guidelines of COVID, the size that we have is what we based the finances off of.
Okay. How many hair salons are there in Attleboro?
Actually, I have that written down. I believe there are 15.
Yeah, no, I mean, that sounds like I'm asking you like a zinger question, like, oh, there's already 15. But like, I used to get my hair done in Quincy, Massachusetts, and I think there were 50 hair salons in the city, and all of them could do business because it became a destination for hair salons.
Right.
And even in the worst economy, women will still get their hair done. This I know.
That's exactly it. And I know plenty of women who would live off ramen noodles to get their eyelashes did as well. So it's all about priorities. And this is just where we're at right now in 2020.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, one I have not seen together, and one I would have some ideas in terms of how to keep the noise down between the two sides and things like that. But yeah, I'll cede the floor again to my colleagues here, but thanks. I like the energy.
So that's a great point. And we did actually put soundproofing into our budget, our startup costs. So we are going to be soundproofing the fitness room.
Yes.
Great. Jack?
Talk to us a little bit about your experience and your management experience.
Do you want to go first?
So I do not have management experience per se in a fitness setting. I was a manager for, I'll call it sort of like a group home for about 6 years. So I am capable of managing several people and appointments and cleanliness, keeping things clean. So I have experience there. I have worked in the fitness industry for 4 years. So I worked at the Y, or I still work at the Y. I am not a boss there. I'm not a manager there, but I do run my group exercises there.
She's also a representative for the group exercise class that she teaches and she is certified in. So she's actually a representative for the state of Massachusetts, which is kind of a big deal, just in that kind of setting. So she's worked her way into that. And I think that's pretty amazing. She has responsibilities within this area that she has to uphold for the work, dance, fitness community. And as far as myself, I've been in the industry for almost 10 years. I've been a hairstylist. I started as an assistant. I worked at this super cute place in Boston on Newbury Street, and I worked as an assistant, and I ended up moving to Somerville because it was a little bit more of like an artsy area. It was a little bit more me. And I worked my way up from a junior assistant to junior stylist to master stylist. And I was there in Somerville with my amazing boss until COVID hit, and it just didn't work for my family anymore. And this is kind of where this whole idea for us bloomed. We both lost our jobs during COVID, and we have small children, we have families, you know, we have homes, we live here in this area, and we saw the information for the grant and we were like, why not? This seems like a sign. It seems like it's a thing. And we're passionate about this area, our community, and we really want to bring people together, give people a unique experience and just make them feel good. And I feel like now more than ever,
That's what
people need that.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Right?
I'm going to talk a little bit more about COVID in that I think when you alluded to for the fitness side of the business, you know, with COVID, you can go online and continue to get revenue from that. But how would an extended COVID problem affect the salon industry, and what would you do to counteract those effects?
They were asking me about the salon.
Right, in terms of what would happen to the business if COVID, you know, gets worse or over time.
Right. So, I mean, there's really no way to know what's going to happen as far as my industry goes. We were declared non-essential when businesses shut down. I mean, I think that gyms and salons being closed, people realized how essential we really are. There were people outside protesting to go get their haircut because it just meant that much to them. So honestly, it's going to depend on what the government decides and what they say we can do. I mean, if they shut us down and say that, you know, we're non-essential and we can't be open, then there's nothing I can do in that aspect. And we're going to have to rely heavily on our memberships and our virtual classes.
Yeah, because I still have the capacity to run classes, even if it has to be all virtually. I can do that.
Right,
Mhm.
that's right. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions for my colleagues here? Nancy?
One thing I would add is, and you probably have thought of this, but it's not in your plan, is adding a retail component, selling the hair products that you use. It's very profitable. So every salon usually sells some line of products, and it definitely is good cash flow for even if people just come in to pick that up. So I would add that as a component for sure. And the last thing, not to be a negative Nancy, which I am being a little bit here, I have not seen that many crowdfunding programs work really well. Sometimes maybe you could do, once you know what you're doing, advanced sales on memberships or something, but just asking people straight out for something, usually people say, oh, it's a great concept, but then supporting it, that's another thing. So I tend to be sort of the jaundiced eye towards looking at that. But I think the idea of having the chairs supporting the business, add some retail component to that, and then work on the exercise part, you know, then you've got some pieces, but you want to have some ongoing revenue coming in. So just wanted to throw that in. I didn't get a chance to read your business plan until, you know, just today. I mean, I had it earlier. I should have read it earlier, but that thought definitely came to me. So I just want to throw that in.
So I thought that I did mention that we were planning on carrying retail, but we were still kind of on the fence about it because allowing our our booth renters individually to carry their own retail.
No.
And so I know. So we were like, do we want to see more enticing? So we were going back and forth about that a little bit. But we do plan on carrying other retail items like further down the line. Once we are a little bit established, we break even, we want to carry like t-shirts, water bottles, you know, probably have like little snacks for the members, things like that, further down the line.
And I also saw that you're looking at other businesses that are surrounding you, and you're also going to, you know, form relationships so that if people come for a workout, maybe they can get a shake next door with the existing business down the street. So I really liked that. You were looking at the general ecosystem downtown. Mo, did you have any questions?
I didn't, but I agree with Nancy. Great energy for both of you. So I wish you the best of luck with this.
Thank you.
Okay, we did have one, thank you very much. This was Fit to Shine, and I thank you so much for sticking around and for presenting tonight.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah. The next business just shot me a text and said that he is unfortunately unable to present tonight. So we'll follow up with him later. That would have been La Fe Cafe, which is it's a Christian themed cafe that has strong ties to an existing downtown faith community. And it would have live music and things like that. So we will follow up with him later. He was unfortunately unable to join us tonight. And I have texted the next business. She's not yet on. I'd say let's jump one and go to Monique. I see that you're on the line, so I'm going to ask you to unmute, and if you're ready to give us your presentation, then we'll jump back to Avril once she signs in.
Hi, everyone. My name is Monique. I'm the founder and owner of SOM Vibe Studio, LLC. SOM Vibe Studio is an expressive visual arts and entertainment center where you can utilize the stress and trigger moments and transform it into an artistic reflection of expression through art and music. So I provide expressive mobile workshops, virtually and mobilely services. Now that since the pandemic had happened, I had to pivot the business more virtually and mobilized. I actually got rid of the studio, and I'm actually doing better virtually and mobile. So in the background, we have some art that we did. This right here, I just had a fundraiser event with State Rep Adam Scanlon. And we do expressive art, including graffiti, splash vibes, where you're able to make a mess with paint and not worry about the cleanup. So the kids love that. The adults love it because it's an instant stress relief. I specialize in mental health. I'm a certified mental health first aid and a certified therapeutic art life coach. SOM Vibe Studio LLC is one of the art studios that is needed for downtown Attleboro. One, I represent Black-owned, women-owned businesses. So I would definitely add a diversity to Attleboro, which is needed. Also, having a place where you're for the community to feel safe, where they're able to express their state of mind, which is what SOM stands for. SOM stands for state of mind, because everything you do and attempt to do starts with the state of mind. So I bring that out into the art, connecting your mind with your feelings, your emotions, and vice versa. And you're basically just letting that flow into your art. And you're able to try 5 different styles of expressive art at the center. Right now, I just added in party packages. So I've been getting requested and bookings for the birthday packages and just a group painting, and everyone enjoys it.
Thank you. I see that you're in your studio right now. So
At home, yeah. I do have a slideshow as well, if I'm able to share that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Can you, down at the bottom of your screen, there's a green button that says share screen. You open the file first. That way you're able to do it better.
Are we seeing it?
I'm seeing that you're sharing your screen. There you go.
Awesome. Okay. So again, I'm the founder owner. Just like your regular sip and paints, except my art has nothing to do with substance. I feel like substance is a push in 2020 because of what's going on. But what is the impact on that after this is done? Is everyone safe mentally when the pandemic lifts? So I had made a chart where it actually shows you the pivotal points of what makes SOM different from sip and paints. So SOM is more of a mindful art experience, and it's more about the experience. So with your typical sip and paints, you're there just for an instructed art, and you're there for it's another provided social entertainment place where you can enjoy some wine and some drinks. At SOM, we're not worried about the substance. We're worried about the mind and being able to create while you're understanding your own mind, and have fun at the same time because you're being expressive through the art. And it shows that a lot of sip and paints don't show that as well, or provide that, I'm sorry. And so this is my menu. It also has pictures of what the expressive art includes. Splash Vibes is in the corner where you'll see the kids splashing paint. That was fun. We had a couple of paintings here. At the bottom I had a group painting with a elderly place in Roslindale for the seniors. And the next slide will show the reviews. I'm a 5-star review. I just received a winning through Rockland Trust, a billboard for a whole month. So that was awesome. And I was able to get at least 3 bookings out of the whole month. So I was pretty psyched about that. Pretty blessed to just be a winner, you know, and have my brand there on the billboard. So the Liberated Vibes, which is a Born Day package, mobile vibes, where you're able to paint, and I call that liberated because you're feeling free and painting with everybody in the group. So that is what that looks like on the bottom. Now with $10,000, that's a lot of money in my eyes because I can get a lot done to make SOM Vibes take off. Right now we do lack marketing. My marketing can definitely improve. Along with the branding, because I don't specialize in that. I know my vision, and I try to have everyone understand the vision of SOM. So far, so good, but could do more of a professional touch to make that brand. So with $10,000, I would definitely get stock of art supplies. Definitely everything, just get off the bat, have everything in hand, stock of canvases, paints, the aprons. I have supplies now, but when I get a storefront, I'm going to need a whole load of stock. And so, of course, the overhead and finance department, I will need a whole new website. I would definitely want to hire a web developer to just enhance what my website is now. I've been doing everything myself, so it does need another professional touch on that department as well. Of course, the LLC structure fee, you know, just all the overhead fees that would cover everything. And then the goals for SOM, it would be an interactive mobile truck for my mobile services. So when I say interactive truck, if anyone ever seen or heard or been to an interactive truck where you're able to play games, like video games inside the truck, like they make it like a mobilized video game. So that's what I kind of want to do with my mobile art, is be able to have everyone come to the inside the truck and the van and provide different mobile vibe sessions. And that would be a hit because I know what I do with the mobile is already a hit, but I think with the interactive truck would just be additional. And that was something that would be needed for SOM Vibes. And of course, for my meditative side, because again, I am a certified mental health first aid and a therapeutic art life coach, I do provide abstract meditative session where you're able to have somewhat of a self-therapy session. And I'm looking to get insurance coverage on that department. So I may have to pivot my business again to provide the self-therapy side, more of a mental health base.
Okay, just letting you know you've got 30 seconds left.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and end it with the mission statement. SOM Vibes mission is clearing the mind while being able to be creative through reflective, expressive art. Be the change, bring awareness around expressive art as an innovative resource for alternative self-therapy, which is needed for every community, but something definitely needed for Attleboro because it brings out that community that Attleboro already has. And I'll leave you to my social media. And that's everything. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Monique. I love that this is experiential, you know?
Yes.
A lot of times for downtowns, what people are looking for now is the experience rather than I just need to buy a hat or I need to buy shoes. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they'd still need those things as well, but it's excellent when you have a mix of experiences like dining options, something else to do like shooting pool or painting.
Yeah,
or,
definitely.
you know, I like to see that. But one element that I've noticed personally is that people have gotten so lazy. Like you need to kind of promote special events, something that's kitschy and fun and unique to get them to remember that you're there. What is your plan for doing that? For promoting your services in ways that make people say, "Oh yeah, I forgot that shop's down there. I love it. I'm gonna go."
Right. So right now, everything is through social media and word of mouth. So I'm hoping with the marketing, when I pick up the marketing side, that will definitely help with the increase of traffic. Right now, I'm not really doing much with the marketing. That's why. As far as Groupon, like outreach, I've reached out to Groupon. I have a Groupon. I try to have different workshops. I do have upcoming events. Like I do events here and there to keep it, you know, that we are here. But like I have one at the end of the month on the 29th, Spiritual Paint Night, which is virtual, and you get a kit. And each virtual paint event is, it provides a kit where people are actually able to purchase the kit and they get the guided session virtually, or you can just get the kit and then do it yourself. So SOM more is about freelance as well. Sorry, I don't know if I answered your question.
You did. Yeah. It looks like you've got some interesting strategies to navigate that. It's just, it's something that I've seen and work with downtowns. It's like, you've got to go all out with planning these fun, extravagant things to get people to remember.
And I do have fun planning it. It's more of being safe now, you know, taking the precautions of the safety of being safe. But I had implanted that now, as so on the website I have the COVID procedures. You know, I do the COVID screening prior to me going out.
Sure. I have two more questions before I kick it off to the others. The first one is, are you going to be the only employee for a while? Do you have any plans on contracting, maybe having a sublease, another artist or another therapist?
So I have lots up my sleeve. So right now I just have a volunteer staff, and she actually handles all my social media. And I plan on actually hiring her and her husband to do the instructive art sessions. So that is in the works.
Great. And my final one is that within your cash flow statement, you didn't really include rent. So I want to ask you, like, what are your plans when it comes to a storefront? And you know, how many customers will you need to serve in the course of, say, a given month in order to make sure that you can afford that storefront?
Well, I've done the math. I just left it blank because I wasn't sure of the storefront, what that would look like. But I had a studio previously, and with my predictions on that one, I would definitely need about 10 customers a month just to make the rent.
Right. Okay. So you're probably looking at to do well, you're probably hoping for 20 plus a month.
Exactly. I would just need to double that for the storefront.
Okay. All right. I think that if you make sure that you do that event planning stuff that takes so much time and energy, you're going to more than meet those numbers, I'd say.
Yeah,
Any
definitely.
questions from any of the other partners here?
How long has SOM Vibe Studio actually been in existence?
Yeah, I've been in existence. I've been putting everything together. I had quit my full-time job back in 2018. I was an office manager for an electrical contractor, and I had thought I was going to retire there. And that's when I decided to take a leap of faith. And so I started it in 2018 when I quit my job, but opened in 2019 of April. So a little over a year, almost 2 years.
And where was your studio?
It was located in Norwood. I had picked Norwood only because I was familiar with the area and also the traffic. Norwood is in the middle of Boston and Attleboro, so I was getting both traffic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nancy?
Am I still muted?
Nope.
No, we can hear you.
How much did you pay for the Norwood space?
The Norwood space was about 500.
Okay. And then when COVID hit, that became too expensive to keep the space.
It just wasn't worth keeping.
Right, I got it. So when you say 10 customers will cover the rent, what kind of rent are you thinking of in Attleboro?
For Attleboro, so the double, because since my business, SOM is very dynamic, because I provide a mobile side, then I provide a virtual side, and then a mental health side. So it's very dynamic.
Okay.
With those 3 departments, it does cover the overhead. I'm sorry, what was the question?
How much are you allocating for rent?
Okay, so I was some storefronts, the ones that were listed at summer prices were between what was it, 1,000 to 15 as what I was seeing.
Okay.
So a little over double.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
This is Mo. I was just going to say, Monique, I really like your presentation, and I think that I would choose to do a party with SOM Vibes versus doing one of these paint and wine programs. I really think that it's just a better approach, and it's more holistic, and it just it sounds like a lot more fun, honestly, than doing a little bit of painting and drinking wine.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's more about the experience and, and the state of mind to be creative, so when substance comes to play for others, yes, it's fun, but to be mindful, this is the place.
Nancy, you're muted.
I think people are looking for new things to do and new activities, and the sort of painting and sipping thing, has been around for a long time. So, and it's also things you can take kids to. I think that's important as well. So just putting that out there.
Yes, I also do workshops where you're able to do mommy and daughter, daddy and me type of workshops. So I include the kids. I'm a mom as well. I have 2 boys, so my kids are involved with everything I do.
Great. Any other questions? All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Monique. All right. Next up is Once Upon a Print Shop. So I think that Avril is on. I see you over there. Are you able to unmute yourself?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, can you see me, hear me?
We can, yes.
Okay, so to do my phone, I'm just gonna turn off my phone just so no one interrupts me. Really quick. All right, so I have 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, first of all, I'm really nervous and really excited at the same time. My name's Avril Hilton. I've been living in Attleboro, I would say probably 10 years come this November. I graduated from Bristol Community College, right near downtown Attleboro. I have a lot of connections there, and I'm an entrepreneur. I currently have a full-time job, and I have a business, an e-commerce business that is successful that I've been running for 5 years. I think that downtown Attleboro right now is boring. I remember where not Hong Kong Treasures, but there's another Chinese store that closed down, I forget the name of it. Right near there, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, there was a consignment shop. And I went there to get shelf space as an entrepreneur. It was very difficult for me. They said, you know, we're not giving out shelf space and everything like that. I even went on Dun & Bradstreet, tried to get shelf space in Walmart. Long story short, Once Upon a Print Shop, which I'm not too sold on the name. If I were to open the store, I would definitely probably change the name because it's not really resonating with me like that. But I would definitely want to be hope for downtown Attleboro in terms of all the entrepreneurs, all the designers that want to just showcase their things. And I think that it would bring a lot of foot traffic through because there are so many people that have ideas, and I would want to be a resource for that. And that's just for the entrepreneur side of things, because it's not easy to get shelf space and as a designer to showcase your things. I'm not in business for myself. I have a lot of wonderful vendors, and what I admire about them is that they help me. So I don't want to compete with anyone else. I kind of just want to help everyone else uplift their business. And I do believe that every business represented here today could benefit from the services that I would offer, because they're gonna have to have something printed eventually, regardless if it's a uniform or regardless if they wanted to upsell something for their spa or their whatever, I can help them do that. And I also wanna note that I did not do my due diligence as I should have. I've been busy though, but making money. So I didn't do my due diligence as I should have. And I could have definitely taken more time to work on my business plan, especially with the financial aspects of it. But I definitely do think that what I have to offer would be beneficial to everyone, especially when it comes to foot trafficking. Because like I said, I would provide opportunity for local designers to just come around and showcase their stuff, or even if it was a month or two in the front window. And because of COVID-19 right now, what I'm doing can operate both online and in store. I think that my competitive edge is that I'm not trying to compete with anyone. I just want to help other businesses upsell or whatever, what have you, whether it's schools that have fundraisers that they want to do, or have platforms online that they can sell what they want, customize what they want. I'm not selling anyone anything. I want people to sell their own stuff, or buy their own stuff. You know, does that make sense? I'm sorry, I'm nervous. But that's what I want. Like I really am focused more on the customer's needs as instead of like promoting what it is that I have. I have nothing to offer other than what do you want? You know, what do you want? How can I help you? How can we take a package deal and upsell it? You know, that's a business to business standpoint. But even if there were more commercial traffic or people coming in from Boston for work or whatever, just went by and they just want something printed for them, I can provide that for them like within an hour. And there's no end to creativity in that type of sense. Yeah, I don't know what else to really say.
No, you're perfectly on time, actually. So thank you for that. I'll kick it off. I did spend some time looking at your current online store a while back, and it's it's very well run. It's a Christian market specifically. It seems like you're shifting from Christian to a general market, and it also is a second shift, which is online only to a physical storefront. Can you explain why you're taking this jump now in both directions?
So I wouldn't consider it a shift because I would still do two. Like I can multitask very well. What I would say also is that I'm not eliminating the e-commerce platform because a lot of people could know about the storefront in downtown and just order online and I can just ship it to them. The post office is right there. Like it's not, it wouldn't take much for me to do that. So I wouldn't consider it necessarily a shift. But what I would say is that I want to do both because the time that we are in currently, October 14, 2020, a lot of people are using e-commerce for their sales, like even if it's groceries. So I would still be able to fulfill orders and maintain a storefront at the same time.
Yeah.
And one thing I do want to point out is that the inventory I have doesn't expire. So it's less of a risk for me to be in business because my inventory doesn't expire and I have a long-standing relationship with my suppliers that I'm able to have things just in time.
Great. I also am curious about what kinds of machinery your business is going to need. It seems like you probably already have machinery, but is there anything else that you're going to have to purchase or acquire to make
maybe
this
more, just more of what I have. Like right now, I just have enough for one person. So if anything, I would just need to purchase more of that if I was to bring someone else on board. And again, I do want to include the community in it. There's a lot of people that are going to school right now in Attleboro that are just looking for an opportunity, even as an intern. And I would want to be that business that can do that for them to get college credits and they can just work for me. Meanwhile, I lower my cost. My cash flow statement I know is out of control. I was really rushing through it. There's no way around that. I know you guys saw it. So I was rushing through it, but I know typically it's really good to hire an intern at first when you're starting up a business. So that way that person can get their college credits and then you get the services and it just kind of works out.
Okay. One last question for me before I pass it along. What other funds are you going to tap into for this storefront? Should you get a grant, what do you think you're going to need in addition to the grant, and how are you going to pursue that?
So again, I definitely need to revisit my cash flow in terms of renovations because I drive through Attleboro, downtown Attleboro all the time, and the storefronts that I see need a lot of renovation. So I think that would be my biggest expense. And I've never had a storefront before, so I'm not quite sure how much money goes into that per square footage or what have you. But I would want my store to be very clean and to just really represent Attleboro in like a, upbeat manner, kind of like Boston, So I'm not sure, but I have a full-time job and I have a business. So I'm not, in terms of owner withdrawals, I'm not worried about taking out money for the business at all. Like I kind of just want to be established. And I will note that even if I get $0, I would still want someone to kind of guide me in the way to so I can get a storefront in downtown Attleboro. Because I think you guys need me. I really do. I really think you guys need me. I really, really do. It would be fun to have me there.
I love that. That's great. And I agree. We need all of these businesses, to be honest with you. Any other questions from any of my colleagues up here? Nancy? You're muted.
I'm doing it.
See?
Hi there. I'm looking at your cash flow statement and, it's not bad. It's just, it's not full. It's not complete.
I
And
rushed it.
yeah, I know. But what I like is that you're not predicting $100,000 of sales in the first month or something like that. So I think there's ways to address this. What you probably need is a more complete list of startup costs of what it takes to actually get the door open with equipment and renovations and things like that. So I would say it's not bad. It's just not complete. So but I wanted to ask also, what's your website? What's the name of it? I wanted to take a look.
It's God's Era, GODSERA.com.
Okay. And if you did do this, how are you going to manage the full-time job, the storefront, the online?
I work remotely, so my hours are very flexible. I have a very stable job. I'm not concerned about that. Revenue comes in from God's Era is pretty much consistent at the same time. But what I know, the reason why I got into this when I saw it is because a lot of people come to me for other needs outside of God's Era. So initially, I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. And I did that, and I even litigated with a multi-billion-dollar company, and they had to give me thousands of dollars. You can Google my name. This year that happened. However, at the same time, people were asking for other things. They said, Avril, I know you do this. I know you can print. So can you make an apron for me? Can you make this for me? I need this for my business. Or I have a banquet hall and there's this wedding party coming in and they need, souvenirs or what have you. And that's why I said, you know what, maybe I can expand. Maybe I can just help other people. And so when I saw the downtown revitalization project, I said, you know what, maybe it would be beneficial for downtown Attleboro to have this type of service because they're going to get it anyway. And I think that local businesses should support local businesses. And I'm from Attleboro. I have a daughter, she goes to school at Brennan Middle School. They need those things too. A lot of sports teams, a lot of schools are struggling. And I have platforms that can help them fundraise. And it's not about me. So I don't have a perspective of, oh, it's about me. It's no, it's about you. How can I help you? Because they're going to get the services regardless. If they go to Vistaprint or if they go out of town to get it, they're going to get it. There's no way any business can survive without a printing. I don't know the word. Without a printing something.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All set.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for telling us about your print shop, for explaining a lot about what you've done in the past, thanks to me. But I thank you very much. I think that you gave us a little bit more insight into what your plans are and what your vision is for the downtown.
And again, I apologize because I do know that I had August 1st to September 30th to get everything together, and I didn't take full advantage of that. So I do apologize for that because I do know that everyone on this panel is very interested in revitalizing Attleboro. And trust me, I could have done a way better job and I didn't, but I didn't want to cancel last minute. So that's why I'm here today. But I can do way better. And even if I'm not selected for anything, please somebody just call me if I need landlord or anything so that I can just still be on the platform, because I definitely think that what I have to offer would help Attleboro for sure.
Great. All right. Thank you, Avril. And I think we've got Donna on the line, I believe. Are you able to talk to us or do I have to call you? We'll see.
Hey, Catherine, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. I have to duck out now to go to a SBC meeting, but this was great. So thank you for letting me sit in on it.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll see you guys. Thanks so much.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna call Donna just because I know that she's been having some issues.
Well, I see somebody up.
Is that Donna? Are you under Mike Regan's phone? Okay, I don't see a microphone for you. That's the problem. I'm gonna call you. We're gonna do this in an interesting way. Oh no, went to your voicemail. Donna, are you able to call me at all? Just call my phone and I'll make sure that it's close enough that they can all hear.
Hello.
Hi, Donna, it's Catherine.
Hi.
Hello. Can everybody else hear her? Okay, we're good to go.
Okay, I've got the computer on so I can hear you, my phone so you can see me, and this phone for this. Okay, so my concept is a tea shop in Attleboro. I grew up in Attleboro, and the downtown was always a place to go. They used to do the city fun nights and stuff like that. I'm not a coffee drinker, so the only place that you can go to get a drink or sit with friends is Dunkin' Donuts or Morin's. So I was thinking that I would like to have a place where people could go and sit and feel comfortable having a drink with their friends, or even just come and sit at a countertop and have something other than just coffee choices. I would like to do specialty teas and like mock cocktails with like fruit juices and kind of like smoothies, but not geared straight to smoothies. And also have some baked goods and pastries and some light lunches and sandwiches, or even some salads pre-made that if somebody's on their way to the train for the morning, they can just grab a drink and a breakfast and something for lunch to take with them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So give us a little bit of background, because in your business plan, I think that your background is really interesting and prepares you really well for something like this. Can you explain a little bit about your training and where you've been working?
Sure. I actually went to school at Attleboro High School and graduated specializing in the culinary arts degree. I then went to Johnson & Wales for a year or two and got my business degree, but my business restaurant management criteria. My mother has owned several businesses in Attleboro, one being Such a Duck's Laundromat and the Attleboro Aquarium, where I worked as a teenager and doing her bookwork and paperwork and taking care of other parts of the store and stuff. I've since been working at schools as a cook, and right now I am working at a high school that last year we served about 800 kids a day, and I am the manager, and I do the ordering and dealing with the other employees and pretty much the day-to-day running of it, although I do have my director that is there also.
Okay. Now, are you going to stay in your current position if you start this business in our downtown, or are you going to hire individuals to manage it?
My original plan is that I would stay at my regular position for this year. You were planning on hoping to have things up and running by the spring. So generally in the spring, I would be not cutting my hours, but not working as much at my regular job. But then in June, my school job is done anyway. So I would be able to, I would probably be putting in my notice and finishing out the year and then running the shop full time.
Okay. My only other question before I pass off is how did you arrive at your opening hours? You listed 5:30 as the opening hours. Is that when you'll be working, or is that when you're going to open your doors?
I'm assuming that most people are heading to work between 5:30 and 6:30 for morning hours. So basically I would like to probably open my doors for 5:30. Maybe even if the shop that I would like would have a drive-through. So maybe even just if I was opening the drive-through part from 5:30 to 6 and then opening the shop from 6 afterwards.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions from the partners here? Nancy? You're muted.
I don't know if you can hear me, Donna, but maybe you can relay it.
Yep.
I know I read your business plan before, so I know all about it, and sounds like a nice place to go. I just wondered what kind of rent you were putting into your business model, because I can't see a specific line item. Maybe I'm not looking on the right place.
I believe I put 3,000
Okay.
to rent. I was looking at the Bronson building. I have not contacted him, but I know it's a very large space.
Okay.
And that's roughly where I came up with that.
Okay. All right. I just couldn't see it. Thanks. I'm good.
Okay.
Any other questions? Ray?
Hi, Donna.
All right.
Your startup costs and that you would need, $90,000 in addition to your own $10,000 investment, 20 coming from the outside and 70,000 for a loan. What would be the collateral that you could have on that loan?
I own my own house, and I also own a multifamily building in Attleboro. So it wouldn't be a problem for collateral.
And has the outside investor been identified, or is that money arranged already?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I did contact Webster Bank and spoke to them, but I have not guaranteed anything or worked out any final plans with them.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All set.
All right. Well, Donna, thank you for being flexible and adapting to the endless challenges of the COVID era. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for answering our questions. This is to you later. All right. You have a great night.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Okay. And we have one final presenter tonight. That is Total Modesty. Selena is on the line as well. Can you unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hello, welcome. You tell us about Total Modesty.
Sure. I have a slideshow. I can.
Yes. On the bottom of your screen, if you move your cursor, there's a green button that says Share Screen.
Okay.
Open your file first before you hit that button, just to make it easier for us to see. Great.
All right. Hi, my name is Selena Chaudhary. I know this has been a very difficult time for all of us. I hope all of you are doing well. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm so excited ever since I heard about the $10,000 grant. Again, today I'll be telling you a little bit about Total Modesty. I'm the owner and founder of Total Modesty. Before I go detail, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I studied business management and administration. I have more than 15 years of experience working for banking industry, leading and managing team. And so the Total Modesty, where it started, a few years ago, I went for shopping for a wedding, and I noticed that for me, for a modest, I was looking for something modest. I couldn't find anything, and that got me thinking that there is a demand here. If I'm missing that, probably there are a lot of others also looking for it. So Total Modesty is a startup specialty clothing company, provides fashionable clothing, and then especially for the women who would like to be wear modest clothing. And our vision is to create a law. Well, my Total Modesty established 2019. Ever since that, what we did this COVID-19 situation, we did a lot of research, and we looked for a lot of vendors. We looked for where we can get reasonable prices, quality product. So we took advantage of this, COVID-19 situation. So right now our vision is to create a retail and online shopping destination for women who prefers to be modest. And this is not only for Muslim, because when we're doing a research, we noticed that around the Bristol and Norfolk County, especially Attleboro, greater Attleboro area, there are a lot of demographic change. And if you look at it, 30, 40 mile radius, there are a lot of faith, religious group, faith-based around this area. So we saw a lot of demand, and we also did we hosted multiple trade shows, just to see that the demand is there. And we received a lot of feedback, and there's a huge demand around this Attleboro area. Our investment goal is we're seeking $100,000 to finance, and with a $40,000 equity, and the $10,000 grant will surely help us a lot. The market summary, when we were researching, there is a global modest market is more than $59 billion fashion industry. So there is a huge demand, and we don't have direct competitor here in locally, but we do have a lot of online competitor. But because we were doing a lot of research on the vendors, we found some vendors who were willing to give us low quantity with reasonable price. So that's going to help us in the long run. So we are going to offer casual clothing, even bridal options also will be there, and some maternity clothing for mothers. Right now, me and my husband and managing everything. But in the long run, we are planning to have 4 more employee when everything picks up, everything goes when we start our business. Our profit margin, as a rule of thumb, is for 50% of each garment. But like I said, if we have some vendor, we are willing to get up to some products, some items we can get up to 80 to 100% profit margin.
Just letting you know, you have under 30 seconds. So.
Okay, sure, I'm almost done. So, so our startup cost is a little more 15,000. You have it here because so if we get the grant, it's going to help us with the initial inventory. So we are also I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and also I have domain names. I'm in process of making a website. It's totalmodesty.com, so it's under construction. And these are some of the product we have.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is an interesting market. I don't know if you're familiar with the old saying, but there's this old, I don't know if it's apocryphal or if it's real, saying that when economic conditions are in decline, you can tell it by the length of the skirt. The hem gets longer. So this might actually be, if that statement is true, this might be an excellent time for you to launch a business like this. And there's certainly a large and diverse market too. I agree that the market extends beyond traditional, Muslim modest consumers into other segments of society that would like to be fashionable, but also cover up a little bit. The term modest, however, it might have a little bit of a turnoff factor for other demographics. Would you be at all interested in reconsidering the name or doing like a focus group type of thing where you talk to people and say, hey, how does this name strike you?
I think when people go to our website, they can tell. I mean, I have a lot of friends from Christian community and even from Judaism. The modest term is very familiar with them. And also, we are not only attracting the Muslim community, we are also attracting other community, even non-faith community. There are some friend of mine, they don't follow any faith, but they also like to be modest. So, but right now we, when we go for shopping, especially for me, I don't know if it happens to, I end up to complete one dress, I have to buy or other like sweater or jacket on the side to complete one dress. So right now we don't have a local market for modest women.
Right. My only other question for you is that I saw that you plan to hire 6 employees in pretty short order. Are there any of those positions that you could merge? That seems like a lot of positions and a lot of overhead for that.
Yeah, these are the estimates. It all depends on how the business is doing. Majority of the responsibility me and my husband will be doing. He will be overseeing the finance and I will be managing day-to-day activity. And there are other, let me say, and I'm definitely gonna need the sales assistant and tailor it's as demand. We probably won't be needing it as much because we will be purchasing complete unless it's a custom made order or for a bridal outfit, we need adjustment to do, then we will be on call. So and production and finance administration, that both me and my husband we will be probably overseeing before hiring someone.
Okay. Any other questions from my team here? Nancy?
Hi, Selena. You
Hi.
did a lot of work on this business plan. I can see it. It's very interesting to me. I was very interested to get this as a applicant because a couple of years ago I was walking through the South Shore Plaza in Braintree. I don't know if you know that store, that shopping center, and there's a shop called Modest Girls with his, and it was all of a similar kind of clothing, and I was very interested because I grew up in that area, and you know, it was a real representation of how the demographics had changed. And it was quite a busy store with a lot of people. And I went in and I looked at the clothing, and I definitely thought that it showed that there was a demand for this kind of clothing. I think you answered one of my questions because you have a really broad list of products you're selling, everything from bridal to maternity to that's a really broad range. Are you thinking how many square feet the store needs to be, or because I get that this is a specialty store and people will travel for something specific, but you've got a lot of different market segments under one roof here.
Yep, I have gone to the store in South Plaza. They carry mostly casual outfits. What I'm focusing is mostly evening, and we don't have any evening dress options around here. And the casual outfits she carries, you can find them from Amazon or eBay. And only thing is, South Shore Plaza, it can be very expensive in terms of lease. So that's why I was looking, and Attleboro came to my mind compared to other demographic area. Attleboro, it's it would be idle for a showroom, and the rent is reasonable. Yes. And also and also the demographic, especially there are a lot of Attleboro is a very conservative town, I see, and also around the greater Attleboro area, we do have a lot of Christian and Jewish community and Muslim community. So that's was one of the reasons we thought that Attleboro would be best fit for us.
Yeah, and you can draw from Providence as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
Any other questions, Ray?
I just wanted to follow up on Nancy's question about this space, and that it seems like, as Nancy mentioned, you have quite a large inventory, and I think you mentioned 1,000 to 2,000 square feet. Have you seen other retail stores that are about that size that could accommodate that level of inventory?
Initially, our goal is to offer one-stop solution. So they will have everything, because if a bride comes for a dress, they will bring their siblings with them. So they will have something to go along with. And initially, we will try everything. And as we grow, we'll see what works well for us, what sells most. Then we will start. And that's why I mentioned that we were looking for a vendor who can offer us low quantity, so we don't have to invest a lot to see what product works well. And we also will keep some in online, and our online store may not keep it in our retail store, so that way we can see what are the demand, which outfits are which products works well, or which product does not work well.
Okay, thank you.
Jack?
Have you done much research in looking for those vendors, and what is the availability that these vendors will offer?
I have already purchased some product. What the vendors were willing to give us some samples, which really worked well, because what happens sometimes you buy the product without seeing it, end up low quality. So it helped me a lot. I did ask for some samples over the last 6 months. And it allowed me to see the delivery cost, quantity, and also which vendors are more reliable. So I have some international vendor, some from Turkey, some from Bangladesh, some from Pakistan, and some from China. And also, and they're all direct seller and wholesalers. So, and I was more interested in small businesses. They're also new in the market, so they can offer us more deal than someone already established for a long time. They were not able to give us a deal on the product.
Okay, yep, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. No, thank you so much, Selena. I really enjoyed your business plan. I think that you had an awful lot for us to chew on there. And I particularly liked some of the examples of the styles that you were looking at. You proved your own point that modest fashion can be incredibly fun and very individual. And I thought some of those dresses and outfits were just absolutely gorgeous. So thank you for sharing your plan with us, and you have a good evening.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks. I'm gonna stop the share here really quickly. And thank you for everybody for hanging out with us tonight. At this point in time, I'm gonna stop the webinar. Tonight is not gonna be the night when we notify individuals. We're not gonna have an immediate, hey, here are the awardees tonight. We're going to contact each participant individually after we have a chance as a group to discuss within the next couple of days. I'm going to send an email out to you all tonight to schedule a time that we can talk about the presentations. But I think that everybody did a great job tonight. I thought that the diversity of businesses in terms of what they're providing, the type of business, whether it's goods or experiences, I just thought that we got a tremendous diversity of participants out of this competition. Many, many thanks to my partners. Again, Nancy Loud from MSBDC, Ray Gorman from SCORE, Jack Lank from the United Regional Chamber of Commerce, and Maureen Wilkinson from Harbor One U. Thank you all for bearing with me through this many months long project. You've been tremendous partners to me. And thanks to all of our participants for putting in so much work. I know that this was not an easy task, and I'm absolutely thrilled by the level of excitement and passion that you brought to us tonight. So thank you, everybody. Have a great evening, and we look forward to announcing the winners shortly.
Okay, great.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.